Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Falskallan Nights. It's been a couple weeks since we've actually played, but hey, I got COVID. Didn't help me. It's okay. I'm feeling good. I feel fantastic. I also look fantastic. But I wanted to say I missed all of your faces, and welcome to the Wednesday night game. And welcome to Dire. Before we start, we're going to start with a couple announcements because that's how we start things. That's how everything starts. We'd like to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us tonight, for helping us run our pages and make sure that all of our stuff is very well corrugated. Now, if we could actually use it, it would make our lives easier, but it's okay. D&D Beyond still has it all in one spot. We're just going to go through a couple of game announcements before we start going. Sundays is Varenheim with Trail. Mondays is with Heath with the Troubleshooters. Heath is an excellent DM, and honestly, if you could ever go see his games, do it. There is a charm to his Suki Smilthy voice. Gotta get the wigglies out, man. It's been 2 weeks. Huh. Tuesdays is now Remnant Shadow with our DM, Jason. It's a Star Wars themed game, so if you're at all interested in what the Lucas license has, go for it. Wednesdays is with yours truly. Thursdays is a Knight's Ransom with the matron DM that got me into doing all this, Maddie. Friday is not a Dire Bear specified game, but a bunch of us from the Dire Bear community is actually there. It's Bricarius is running a game on his channel called Domain of the Old Gods. They'll be wrapping it up rather soon, but it is a mature themed and horror game. So lots of description of blood and gore and all that other fun schmoobly stuff. But with that, that's all the announcers that we got. I've missed y'all. I've missed this. This is gonna be rough for me, but that's okay. Last time I Falskallan Nights, Halsterian had met up with the group, and everybody had met in the guild hall. This very nicely decorated old mansion where everybody gets together from the guild to cohort with each other and all the other fancy words that I am currently forgetting. But nonetheless, with the group meeting up and Halsterian being freshly bruised and losing a couple things on the way, because going in an alleyway by yourself is always a fun time now, isn't it? But with the group now freshly minted inside the Guild of Adventurers came the initiation, where another group would call them out and they would battle to a glorious, glorious death, but not really. They would have medics on standby and ready to go when players would fall. But with that, we head back to tonight's game. So you guys are standing in the courtyard of the pit, as it's so called, in the Guild of Adventurers. This nicely decorated courtyard with a bunch of different training dummies and obviously a fighting pit for the groups that want to be in there. Crimson Pride is standing right in front of you with Shifting Amber. Libertia is in the background, still kind of tending to Bryony there. Oh, honey, what are you doing? Come here. And she's But the Leopard Legion has now left, and they said they were going to be at the Reliquary if you guys wanted to be there and meet up with them. The crowd is now starting to fizzle away. Everybody is kind of just like, okay, match is done. People who've placed their bets and people who didn't, they're all done their money exchanging. Gripes have gone out and away. You hear some moaning and a bunch of laughter, but that's about it. Everybody's starting to disperse. Yeah, it stinks like a pretty good sweat in here, though. Crimson Pride is standing right in front and looks over to Shifting Amber. Just does a quick whistle. All right, you know what to do. And Shifting Amber comes up. Here you go, guys. And hands each of you a bag. It's quite heavy.
Thank you for the follow.
Oh, who do we get?
Lil Miss. Don't remember the rest of the name. Lil Miss Kiki 30.
Well, thank you for the follow.
And welcome to here.
Welcome to here.
Welcome to here. They're ready. So, with that, Shifting Amber gives you guys a bag. Each a bag of, well, did you open it?
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Sure.
It's a bag of gold.
Ooh.
Oh,
You're waiting it out, and you're waiting it out, and Crimson Pride comes in. Don't worry. It's 100 each. Welcome to the guild.
Much obliged. That is the wrong accent.
It has been 2 weeks.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, never change. My friend. Never change.
right. Well, thank you. If you have a moment, actually, I'd love to have a word. Maybe I could bend your ear over a couple of topics that have been concerning me lately.
Oh? Well, you have my ear now. Let me see.
Well, it's kind of two combined topics of supply chains have been stopping. Manistad has had occupation by the military due to the fire elementals and the all the different events coming up from the elven cult, which is of course escaping my brain right now.
La
gosh.
Shiraz.
Yeah,
La
that.
Shiraz.
It's so easy to remember.
I know. It rolls right off the tongue.
Uh, and likewise, my own family has been having trouble with their uh, uh, getting their supplies to their contacts as well. I was wondering if there were any strings you might be able to pull in perhaps both of those directions. If there's anything I can do, or of course my companions can do, it would certainly help.
She looks down at you and strokes her chin. Like the hair, her red hair is just falling right off, right onto right onto her armor. And she thinks about it for a second. Honestly, that's more Violet Fury's domain. I could try and talk to him, but honestly, he doesn't listen to me. He's a stubborn old man.
Hmm.
Shifting Amber just comes up beside her. Well, I mean, you could always try. You were the more persuasive out of all of us. She looks back. Eh, looks back. You know, I have a soft spot for you. You use that way too many times. As much as he stands at a height with her, he kind of just like slumps and gives us a slight smile in his furbolgy form. Just, you know, shakes his head a little bit, and you see the little fro just. All right. I could put a word out, but you're New blood, right?
Yes, yes, that's right.
I thought I had one of Lord Baltrus's sons under my thumb. Remind him never to stick his nose where he doesn't belong.
I'll find a way to communicate that to him.
You're in the back of your head. I've already heard it. Your great grandfather really does like sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, and honestly, it's pissing me off. So
See?
please, so please, I understand the pains that he's going through and everyone else is because of all these supply stuffs, but I'm not the one who runs that, as well as the military. You'd have to go to Violet Fury for that. And even then, getting an audience with him is hard, especially for me.
Hmm. There's nothing else, no other strings you can pull for a member of your guild?
You're freshly minted as a group. Don't push it.
I see.
But nonetheless, welcome. There'll be jobs posted up on the poster board there if you want to do anything with them. But I suggest you take a rest for the night. It is early, but I know a bunch of us are heading to the reliquary.
Thank you. I think we will.
Is there anything else?
He looks to the others.
Well, how for you actually? We have a job already, although the paperwork's still being done. Um, we were asked to look into the disease going.
Oh, yes, I see.
Drawing a blank on her name.
Alabel Snipper.
Yes, thank you. Alabelle, we spoke to her earlier, gave us some details uh, on what they know of the disease and where we can go to find more information. And she's putting a formal job posting through the guild. Um, Figured we would come collect you, rest for the night. It's a bit late to get started right now.
Fair enough. I see. Uh, I mean, if Trollsbane has been affecting as many people as it sounds like, fair enough to help. Though I do need to also track down whatever happened to my great grandfather's parcel.
Which, if you're up for that tonight, we could go try and do so now. It might be better to do so sooner than later.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Bryony, how do you feel about that?
Um, I look back and forth. But at the end of the day, I am going with you guys.
All right. Lead the way?
Well, they really the only other person that knew that I had that was the seller that gave it to me in the first place. So I figure that's
Good
at
place to
least a
start.
lead. Yes.
All right. Let's talk to the seller.
You guys start leaving them?
Yes, and on the way, I'm going to relay the details about the disease that we were actually given by Alabel. The two races that are seemingly unaffected, that it's not actually high touch, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who are you gonna say that to?
Hal,
Oh, okay.
he was not present for the conversation.
Oh, you're relaying everything to. Okay, I thought you were
Yes.
gonna relay it to somebody within the guild itself.
Not right now, not unless they
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah. Crimson Pride had walked away, but Shifting Amber's still actually around, and he walks up and says, "But here you're talking about Trollsbane. That stuff is dangerous. You said Alibel had contracted you guys.
Yes.
She's a really good friend of mine. And, I could trust her. You can trust her.
She seemed very trustworthy.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for that contract myself and make sure that it gets written up proper.
Thank you.
You guys fought well.
So did you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Pride likes to he kind of cowers a little bit, and he's like, Pride likes to push my buttons a bit, but I know she does it to bring me out.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know why she took me, but it's okay.
Because she sees a lot of potential in you.
That's what everyone says. But thank you. And he just quietly walks away.
You'll figure it out one day. Come to realize. Well, shall we?
Shall.
Onward.
Onward.
I turn to Hal and Howard and go, "Do you think if we don't take too long, we could meet them at the reliquary later?" I mean, not that I'm interested. I'm just wondering.
I mean, probably.
Seems reasonable if we're quick about it.
Brian, make a perception check.
Oh no. What do you have in store for me?
That's a good question.
What's my... Sorry, I'm just looking at my modifier. I got a 16 in total.
16 in total?
Yes.
I'm going to DM it to you.
Excuse me. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are moving along?
Following Hal.
Leading my way to Felix's store.
All right, to Felix's store. Ugh. So you guys take the necessary steps to leave the guild hall. As you do, you see Libertia taking a Goliath by the ear and a dwarf by the ear and just hauling their ass right to the front door. What did I say about fighting outside of the pit? And she kicks open the front door, throws the dwarf, and immediately looks at the Goliath. Don't make me do it. He looks at just absolute like eyes of terror. All right. She lets him go and he runs right out. Don't come back until the morning! Fuckers.
Just kind of sitting here. One of those. You know those moments where you're an innocent bystander watching someone get in trouble and you don't know what to do with yourself?
Yes.
That is look on his face.
She immediately turns around, looks at all of you. What the fuck do you want? And then looks at Bridie. You're doing good, sweetie.
Thanks.
Just kind of hurry outside.
So you guys leave right out the front door and take an immediate left, and you're going up Solemn Lilac's Bridge, and you'll make your way up to Hashhorn's Hollow. As you do, it's nighttime, and a lot of the busyness of the day has gone down, but lights the lights are out, and it's basically like your classic London by the Thames feeling, where it's really nice cobblestone, all this beautiful lantern and stonework. It's something to behold with, and it like even smells nice. There's just a fragrance in the
They're not
air.
fully London by the Thames.
And they're not fully London by the Thames. No, you don't. You don't get the stench of despair.
I say this having been to London. It was lovely.
It's actually on my hit list.
Also, I should mention to you guys, I won't be divulging it just now, but JT, you're a menace.
Slowly pulling her in.
All right, continue.
I found a button. I'm gonna push it.
You have
Okay.
mage armor.
You do have mage armor. All right, cool.
Because we were just in that fight. Makes sense.
You was. You also did not take a rest.
No, I have.
You got healed.
Little
got
under
healed, but
half
you
my
were-
slots.
Yeah, you got healed, but you're not restored.
Oops.
It's okay. I was unconscious a lot of the fight. It's okay. I didn't spend too much.
It's a legitimate strategy. Stay unconscious. You won't spend spell slots.
I mean, I guess it works.
Unintentional, but yeah.
I'll
That
have to
happened to
try
me in
it
a one
sometime.
shot one time.
Oh, wait, was you talking about my one shot?
No.
No, it was the
Different
other one. Oh, right. All right. So, walking through all of Ashhorn's Hollow and you just seeing the sights, and everything is calm. Odd folks here or there in very fancy wares, long coats, and even though it's the middle of summer, it's very fashionable. It's like if it doesn't kill you, it's not fashion. Eventually, you make your rounds left street, down street, one way or another, and you make your way right. Where's it? The Antiquities, where Halsterian had gone before, and it's just this. It's this very plain building in the middle of all this fancy architecture and stonework. And it just says it right on front, but it looks like an old thrift store.
Does it look open?
Looking at it, there doesn't seem to be any lights on the inside, and checking the door, it's locked. Hal, make a history check.
Yeah. 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that some of his business is actually done from the back?
Let's check around back then. I know there's a few things he's been doing there, and if that's not available, we'll have to weigh our options between a different lead and maybe tracking him down at his home. That'll be less preferable, just so you know.
All right.
So immediately going around the back side of the building, it's kind of like it's strip housing squished together. So it was this store and then a bunch of strip housing. So you have to go around the block a bit to get in behind, and you do so. It's easy enough. It's fairly easy to get yourself lost within Ashhorn's Hollow, but it's also fairly like as soon as you know the tricks to it, you understand that the layout is actually quite ingenious, where all these like little nooks and crannies actually lead to efficiencies for walking traffic. So heading back, and it's not as nice looking as the front, but kept fairly kept. And you see the door, and you know exactly what it is because there's a lot of back entrances to homes, and then you just see a bunch of crates out back. You immediately recognize that it's there. You see a door and a couple of lamps that are lit.
Well, I'll go up to the door and give it a couple knocks.
It's the School of Hard Knocks. You do that. One moment. 2 moment. 3 moments. You're getting the feeling that you're not getting a reply.
I wonder if he has a special knock for his back door. Any thoughts, you two?
I walk up and do.
Oh, it's not picking up. But I'm
It
pretty
didn't
sure I
pick
know what
up,
it
but we
was.
got it.
Yep.
Oh,
It didn't pick up, but we know what it was. It's just
yeah.
it's
You could probably tell visually.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like thank God you did it visually.
Yeah.
I figured that was pretty necessary.
Another moment. Another moment. Another moment. He hears. He opens the back door, and you see this elven man, just short black hair, but he's got a face mask on, just like a cleansing mask. He's like, "What is it that you want? God, can't a man relax around here? Didn't I give you a package earlier?"
Yes, I had a problem. Don't worry, I'm not looking to return it. Does anyone else know? Does anyone else know that that was being that you had made such a discovery that you had sold that to my great grandfather?
The only people who know were the people who bid, and the people who bid know not to cross me that way, especially your grandfather. So if you've lost it, that's on you.
There was only one way they would have attacked me and only took that particular item. That is, if they crossed you.
He sits there and he starts looking. It could be these people. Honestly, there isn't. My clientele know not to do that.
And not a single bidder was less wise this time?
Very much so. I like to keep things very close to the chest. Unless it was. Ooh. And he starts. I say, give me a second. It takes a couple seconds, and he comes back, and you see like half the mask is now just like wiped off by natural instinct, just like touching his face. And he looks up. I've been having my eye on my assistant there. Remember the young blonde?
Yes, vaguely.
Meh. I thought she'd been pocketing a couple of things, and honestly, I was going to catch her in the act one way or another, but she might be the one who did that.
Hmm. Do you know if she associates with a particular group of any kind?
No, she. As far as I've done my vetting, it's honestly no, plain sticks to Old Town, comes here, works. She's a hard worker, but I don't see why she would.
Hmm.
But she's the only other one who would know and is privy to that information.
Hmm. Well, suppose we could pay her a visit, ask her a few questions, if perhaps not of. Perhaps it was just an accident that certain information leaked out. We should hope it was an accident.
Uh, please don't let it be the seamstress union. Those guys are assholes for leaking things. Ever since I've ran with Sabrick. Oh, jeez.
Is he bullshitting us?
Make an insight check.
Okie dokie. Probably not amazing. I don't think I'm proficient. No, I'm not. That's a 7.
That's a 7.
Yep.
Seems legit.
Here.
I'm gonna roll it too, just for the hell of it. There's
Should
no
I
chance
roll?
I'm
Okay.
gonna get double digits.
Are you
but
suspicious of him?
Hold up. Insight check has been rolled once. If you want to
All
make
right.
one, you
okay.
kind of have to you kind of all have to catch it at once. So I'm just gonna be
Understandable.
like, I don't want to be like, if it's been rolled, nah.
Understandable.
That's the general
Right, that's-
demeanor that everybody picks up on.
Don't want to break balance.
Exactly. Oh, you
Anyway.
failed, but now I want to do it.
Uh-huh.
Apologies, bad D&D etiquette. Anyhow,
Felix's demeanor is very. He's very sly by nature.
Mhm.
So it's hard to tell whether he's telling the truth or not, but you're having a real difficult time just seeing it at this point. You if you had further interactions, you'd probably pick up on his mannerisms a bit more.
Having a hard time disbelieving him. Got it.
Yep.
well,
Fabric
Now, Felix,
was the drow we encountered, right? One of the drow.
that is correct.
sorry, I must have missed the first part of that question.
Oh,
Uh,
Sabrick was one of the drow we encountered in the sewers.
Out in Menestad.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather,
Oh,
they
the
encountered
sewer
us.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the guy who
Bryony says that out loud.
Felix just looks over. Sewers. Oh. Ah, that's where he belongs. He just turns around. He turns around, shuts the door.
I was just like, damn.
Welp.
Wait,
Uh,
we didn't ask where she lives, did we?
no, we didn't.
Shit.
I don't think we're going to be getting it out of him tonight.
Probably not.
I do have another lead, I suppose, if you wanted to go snooping around where I was attacked. Otherwise, I know someone who really wishes to go to the reliquary.
Let's give the other lead a shot.
It should be on the way anyhow.
We'll be quick.
And it is. It's quite quickly on the way. It's you actually guys had passed it coming into Ashhorn's Hollow. It's a short jaunt off the road than the main road. And so Hal is retracing his steps and immediately, okay, this is where my purse was taken. You turn around, head right into the alleyway. And you see actually some of the scorch marks from some of the spells and a couple of the scratches and whatnot, and also the bug carcasses that haven't been cleaned up. Everybody
Yeah.
make an investigation check.
Okie dokie.
Can I also collect at least one of the bug carcasses
Yep, you can do that.
for reasons?
16.
16,
Yes.
Nat 20.
nat 20.
Ooh.
Investigation, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I got a 4.
You got a
Ooh.
4. You're
Yeah.
really looking at those bugs, Bryony, and honestly, they're a lot more fascinating to you than this whole situation as a whole. Or at least the whole crime scene area.
Imagine Spleen's just eating some of them.
Uh, hey guys, let me have some of that. Okay, Spleen. For the sake of brevity, Spleen's not around. She
I figured.
got her ass handed to her, and she'll probably be at the reliquary when you guys. That I can have a role play session with her for that time.
Mhm.
Anyway, so Bryony, you're looking at the. We're just going to start with Bryony, then we'll get to you guys. There's a lot of dirt, dust, a little bit of blood. You're just going to step around that, but bugs. You're looking at them, and honestly, it's kind of amazing that this came out of Hal. You're just curious what they are, so I'm assuming you're going to try and document it, or
I was going to try to collect a few because certain bugs can be crushed either for potions or for pigments.
okay. Then right. Say about 20 Halsterian fly carcasses.
Oh, that's more than I expected, but okay.
There was a lot. I mean, he produces a
sure
lot
was.
when he creates a swarm of these things.
20 Al bug friends.
Bug friendos.
Al dead bug friends.
How dead bug friends.
I'll enjoy reading that out of context a month later and wondering what the fuck that meant.
Just put hyphen potion usage. So that way
Okay.
you at least have an idea when you go back and be like, why did I write this? Oh, for this. It saves your ass. And
I'm sure.
nonetheless, Hal and Howard. So you guys are starting to look around, and you notice that it was very much like a cross intersection, except one of the ends is a dead end. And you walk about third of the way in, and you notice that's where a pool of blood is, where Hal's staring. It was a painful memory.
I can still feel my skin here. Oh,
If anything, you can still see it. You just pick it up. I'm just gonna put this back.
Hell, I don't.
in damn spot.
Oh my god.
Excellent. Kudos for that one.
Oh, pretty.
It's a good one.
Yep, that was good. Looking around, there really isn't a lot of evidence of where they'd come from. Other than, yeah, you got your ass handed to you right here. And all
Yeah.
things considered, you did pretty good job holding your own against a bunch of them.
Now at least 17.
Anything that might indicate where they went?
Given that Halsterian kind of got up in a daze and whatnot, it's hard to tell, and it looks like there was a lot of foot traffic. Not sense, but it's just general running around. It's hard to determine a sense of what was going on. I mean, you look up and the roofs are about 20 to 30 feet high. So it could have gone up. It's hard to
No,
tell.
no boot prints with my blood.
No. Yes, just follow the one specific
It's just a
one
boot print on the wall somewhere. A single boot print, nothing else. Like, well,
Nothing
this is a
leading to
conundrum,
it,
isn't it?
nothing leading away from it. Just the one.
just it's just one boot print. Spleen was here.
Right?
Well, I don't see anything, Hal. What about you?
Uh, hmm. I'm going to have to go back and harass Felix again later. I know it. I'll come back during office hours and
Maybe he'll be more talkative at that.
oh, certainly not. His assistant can be kidnapped at that point, really. Uh, just throwing that out there.
Right.
I suppose we'd need to figure out if she's innocent before we do that, but
That's what laws are for, and that's what money is for, to bend the laws.
I mean, how angry will your grandfather be about it being on?
we should start breaking into houses to see if we can find this girl.
Got it.
It's a little like kidnapping between friends.
So, reliquary for the night, and then we get arrested. Yeah?
All right.
It's like a plan.
That's the plan then. Onward.
What did I do? I created a monster. Yeah, how bad is it? We should break in now. Dude, that went 1 to 100 really quickly, but 1,000's a limit. So you guys turn around and you start walking out of the alleyways. And you recognize there's actually a couple sewer grates fairly close. Given your natural 20, this is why I'm telling you this. But there are sewer grates nearby.
You don't think? He looks down.
Follow his gaze. Does it look like it's been fucked with at all?
I mean, it's within a general vicinity, and it's hard to tell because a lot of it has been rusted and
Can't
but
exactly
overall,
see fingerprints on something that is constantly
yeah,
walked on.
exactly. It's one of those things where it's like
Faded
people can get in
fingerprint.
and out quite quickly with one of those, but does it happen? Eh.
I mean,
Suppose there's one way to find out.
it's true.
We don't have a spleen here to just toss in and have scout.
All you hear in the background is just her screaming. It's like the one time we get to go into a stinky place.
Ah,
Just hear
I don't
her
like the term sticky place.
off in the distance, and we're just like, like she knows what she's missing.
Yeah, she's back in the reliquary and just like takes a random hit point of damage and she doesn't know why.
Ah, my friends are doing something disgusting.
1d4 psychic damage. Go. Anyway, speaking of psychic damage, oh, we're going to have to. Listen, you can go to the reliquary, but I need someone with me because I'm not getting jumped again.
I mean, I'm good to stay with you. Bryony might want to go catch up with Spleen. If she so desires.
I don't. Once you said sticky place, I'm like, I don't want to.
I want to get off this ride.
Right? Should I put it up to an audience vote or a dice roll where Bryony goes?
Dice roll it.
Ah,
When in doubt, dice roll.
okay.
Evens she goes, odds she doesn't.
How strange, an evens and odds roll in this very area.
Okay. I'll get a d20.
Yep.
Drum roll, please.
I don't know if it'll come through, but
It might on
It's
the
not going
stream.
through at all. I got an 8. 6.
6.
I don't
Okay.
remember what I said.
I heard even she goes, odd she doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Even so, all right. So you're going. So
With
super great.
Hal and
Super-
Howard.
Yep.
All right.
You guys, you're gonna start lifting up that super great then.
I made my decision.
Probably working together because none of us are as strong as Spleen.
you still have catapult.
How heavy is this sewer grate?
You don't know.
No, I do not, and that's a problem. Oh,
Should we
actually,
all roll for, or should at least one of us roll for strength?
there's a bigger problem.
I'm waiting for you guys to give me the prompt that you want to lift it.
I don't have
Oh.
I'll do
catapult.
it. I'll do it.
I don't have catapult at the moment.
Okay. What is your strength modifier?
Mine is 0.
Okay. Make a strength check.
16.
16.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
You start lifting. This thing is heavy. It is extremely heavy. You're trying to lift it. You're trying to get your fingers in around something to try and grip it. You're lifting, but you're having a hell of a time. It's not really budging.
This is going to hurt my fingers if I do this too much longer.
Well, if it's that heavy, I don't think catapult would do us much good anyway.
Hmm.
Doesn't
As you're
work
doing
on
this house
something
stereo,
extremely heavy.
all you hear is you guys look up. There's a couple of Crown's Guard just staring at you, all weird and funny.
I know this looks a little weird. Probably very weird.
We could use your help, actually.
If
I'm
you
trying
don't
to track
mind.
down someone who mugged me.
Did you report this? One of them comes up and it's just human male, looks to be about his mid-30s. I was just about to describe you, Steve.
So Steve comes up.
So Steve, you walk up to the party.
What's all this in?
Well, it's all nice. Pulls out his billy stick. No loitering around here. No, all right. Back to the seriousness. You say you got mugged.
Can show you the bloodstains if you like.
Did you report this?
To my guild?
You realize they don't have the jurisdiction to do any of the investigations, right?
Do I know that? Uh,
I mean, you understand rules sometimes, but
yeah,
that was probably one of the ones you glossed over because you didn't care.
that's probably.
It was also like a very specific situation, so it's kind of reasonable that you wouldn't know off the top of your head.
Very well. Do you want me to report it to you? Do you have parchment for that?
I'm not the one who does the report. Neither is my partner here, and you look over and it's a dwarf. It's a dwarven male. It's just a huge beard, and they're just wearing standard affair clothing. They're basically just walking the circuit. Please just keep moving along and don't lift any crates. If I come back in 15 minutes and you're still here, I'm gonna have to kick you out.
Very well. Looking forward to the stink anyway. I just slump against one of the walls.
I turned to both Alsterion and Howard. How bad do you want to get in?
Hmm.
Are you saying this with an earshot, or like are you doing like stage
No, I'm
whispers?
like whispering it to them.
Okay, you're
Okay.
doing stage whispers.
I do have Pass Without Trace. Bless you.
Did that?
That
Well,
didn't pick up on the mic at all.
Okay, good. I did mute myself. It just did.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that was so quiet.
I'm just gonna wrap an arm around Hal and take Bryony's arm and just we'll go report it and start walking away from the guards.
Make a deception check.
Shoot. The bad thing is I'm not I'm not trying to deceive them, but it is partially deceptive. Um the worst thing is that I'm really not good at this. Am I blind? Oh, 10.
10.
Hmm.
The guards are looking at you just like, uh-huh.
Honest. All right, so we're probably not going to report it, but we have other places to be tonight anyway.
As you were.
You're going to
Stacy.
have to get me very drunk.
I elbow both of them. Stop talking.
And continue movement.
You continue the movement down the road, and the guards, they're continuing to walk their circuit. It just happens to be the same route that you're heading. So
As of note, I am choosing the direction towards our next destination.
okay, so you're heading to the reliquary.
Yes.
You start doing that, and eventually you break the tail. It's not, they really weren't following. They were just, like I said, walking the circuit.
To make us paranoid, though.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of being a guard if you can't add a little pressure sometimes? Eventually, you get yourselves out of Ashhorn's Hollow, go right back across all my Lex Bridge, right past right past the guild house, and right on the corner, a bar in Old Town by Solomilek's Last End Bridge. It's right by a major intersection. It's been there for many centuries. This is old, like it's old bar and tavern, but it's the old tavern has been built and consumed by the surrounding buildings, manning the old infrastructure that originally held the building up with oaken beams and planed hand hewn to tie everything together. You guys walk in and it smells of beer, ales, and other foods in the airs, and but it's a sense of home. It's like the most homey feeling you could ever have. There's a fire out in the background, and I don't know. There's people playing. This place is busy. It is super busy. You see a bunch of your guild members just walking around, a bunch of the dwarves, some of the Goliaths, and you see the two that were thrown out by Libertia. They're now arm wrestling in the corner. Just the Goliath immediately puts the dwarf down. Everybody around them starts cheering and whatnot. And you see Spleen in the corner, just completely out.
As we're walking in, I'm just like, when is your grandfather expecting that thing anyway?
As soon as possible.
Eh, Maybe we'll need to search for that before we deal with the trolls. I don't know. I'll let you decide that.
I mean, part of me wants to go up to the arm wrestlers and ask them if they want to make 50 gold.
That's possibly a decent idea.
As you guys are talking about this, one of the waitresses comes by. It's just this short gnomish woman, but she's just zipping right through everybody as if just the art of crowd walking is the most beautiful thing when you see it done right. And this gnomish woman is doing it with like 2 trays full of beer, food, and everything else. She's just like spinning around. And you're walking through, she immediately like she weaves right through all of you guys and she looks up. Table for 3.
Please.
Sure.
Please. All right. She looks around, immediately like points one of the trays to an empty table, and it's right by. It's actually right by the Leopard Legion.
Oh, who it is?
Yeah. And so, just take a seat over there, and we'll get right to you.
All right then.
Is Exus facing us?
No, he's not.
Excellent.
So as we come up, I'm just like, to the ones who are facing us, and I'm gonna try and creep up on them.
Hold on. We're just gonna. Something. Oh, I'll get to that later. Okay, so as you're doing the other guys are looking and trying to. They look like they're trying to hold their face.
Mm-hmm.
Hold their faces. All right. What were you gonna do?
I'm just trying to creep up on him and just like grab his shoulders and be like, I caught a fluff ball.
Make an initiative.
Okie dokie.
Just you.
Oh, it's not great. 7.
Jesus, now I gotta get my
Really not great.
7. All right.
Yeah.
As you're about to do that, you see his ears perk right up. And all you hear is, "Don't even try, Goose."
Damn it. Always no.
And he turns around. These guys can't keep a straight face when a prank is being played. But
That's okay. You always hear me anyway. So much for elves being stealthy.
that's just. What is the word? Holy crap. That's a stereotype.
Yeah,
just like,
I know.
Just like I have a big roar. I mean, it's true, but.
Yeah, that's a terrible example.
Yeah, but I know it's true. And you see just this big smile from this Leonin man, and he's out of his armor now. He's just wearing like this nice blue tunic, and you see like his form. It's extremely muscular. And you see the other guys, they're all just in casual. They're obviously just out to have a good time, especially after a good fight like that. You need something good to drink after a good fight. So, care to have a drink?
Well, you know I usually don't, but I guess I can give you one.
Good. Come on down. As you start sitting down, the waitress comes by, and all of her, like both trays are underneath her arm. She looks up. All right, what can I get for you? Let me guess. And she starts pointing to the Leopard Legion. Okay, ale, ale, ale. You want a heartier drink, so we're gonna get you scotch. That'll be good. What about you guys?
Something that doesn't taste like ale or alcohol.
Ale or alcohol? Non-alcoholic?
I mean, it can be. I won't complain if it's not.
I got something for you. Rest of you?
Um, I'll have a cider.
You'll have a cider? Okay, we'll get you one of those. Alcoholic, non-alcoholic.
Oh, alcoholic.
As you half sneeze.
It's trying to come back.
It's biting me in the butt. All right. And for you, Fancy Pants.
I'll have a scotch as well.
Scotch? Okay, so we have a 10, 12, 15, or 21.
15.
15? Excellent. We'll come right back. And she just whips right out. Wow, I'm in my own head right now. It's just like, okay, what's going on? Windows Explorer crash. You guys turn around and you see Lucky, the female, Tabaxi. She's staring right at you, Hal. You'd have to tell me how to do that trick with the bugs.
Old family trick.
Well, seeing as you're newly minted. Wow, where's my accent going with that one? Yeah. Give me a second. I gotta declog some nozzles.
Well, maybe they'd be up for it.
Okay. I'd like to learn that sometime. Learn all the family trade secrets. Gives you a sly wink, and you see Mello just look at her, just put his hand on her, and just says, "Oh, would you just stop already? We just fought the guy. Don't try and fuck him right now." Uh, a couple
I
minutes
mean,
go by. Oh, sorry.
I could argue that's a really good time to try.
As good
Do
as
you
any, I guess.
do you say this out loud?
Yeah. But it's like one of those trailing off statements where it's like, I'm not gonna continue down that road though.
She immediately looks at you and starts laughing. Just, I like your friend.
He always knows what to say.
Uh, you see X's just belt out a hearty like roar laugh. Just if it was like a mixture between a lion's roar and a hearty like deep chested laugh, it was one of those, and that's one of his staples Staple laughs. So obviously he's really having a good time. And you start looking and you notice that these guys are actually quite drunk, inebriated, lubricated, intoxicated. But you see, Zegas looks over at Brian and it's just like, you know, you did yourself a really good job holding me back. Because if you didn't do that, I would have pegged a lot of you guys.
I'm really glad Spleen is passed out right now. Uh, I go, well, I'm sure you're a fantastic archer when you don't have a snake attached to your legs.
Well, what can I say? It's you don't. It's an experience that you don't want to have every day, but now I know how to deal with it. So thank you. It's an honor to. Well, it's an honor to learn something new in this fight. You hold yourself quite well. Are you a survivalist?
Something like that.
Something like that. You'll have to tell me more once you get a drink in you. As he says that, the gnome waitress just comes right up. All right, for you, we have a nice little fruity concoction right here, and gives it right to you, Howard Halsterian. A 15-year scotch for you. Briny, cider. Here you go. And then everybody else gets their drinks distributed. Even so, Exus raises his glass and cheers. All right, guys, welcome to the guild. Finally minted a group. And everybody does that. The cheering's going on.
Oh, do you mean that's a hydrate?
Are we hydrating?
We can
I-
be.
Let's hydrate. All right, I gotta get something to hydrate with.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Hydrate or dihydrate? So how are you tonight, guys? Oh, he's back.
Okay, I'm back. So, cheers. Hydrate.
Steve, why?
And you guys take a drink. Howard, it is a punch of sugar in your mouth.
Oh my god.
But it is very fruity.
Diabetes.
It's diabetes in a drink.
Delicious.
But it tastes of home. It tastes of your old country, where you'd come from. And it's rather refreshing. And after the sugar punch hits, you really start getting the notes of like all the other fruits and berries that were thrown in there. It feels really nice. Alsterian, you take a shot. It's like gasoline. No, it's a nice 15-year scotch. There's a nice peat to it. Nice peat, and there's an oak blend right with it as well. It's the palate. The palate may be a little bit pungent on the first shot, of the first little sip, but after taking a couple more, you start realizing the flavor notes and everything starts hitting your tongue beautifully. And you realize, okay, this is going to be worth the cost. And Bryony, it's a cider. It's actually a rather dry cider, and you hit it and you start realizing, okay, you're getting refreshed a little bit, and then the dryness starts coming in. You start getting like a little bit of the pasty mouths right afterwards. But it's white girl fall all over again.
Hashtag Christian Girl Autumn. I'm wearing a sweater I got from a whiskey brand actually tonight.
Ooh, look at that. All nations. Ooh.
All nations except Carrie. There's a story behind it, but we're in the middle of a Twitch stream, so.
For a second there, I thought you said
Alright.
church stream. I'm like, what?
A church stream, yeah. So welcome.
The Church of
Hey kids, have you heard about our Lord and Savior?
Dungeons.
The passion noodle. It's a Christian Minecraft server.
Stop.
You're derailing my game. Stop it.
Hey, you started it.
Hey, don't use my logic against me. Or I'm gonna have to put you in timeout. Cats, the lot of you. Wrangling cats. You guys enjoy the drink. And as soon as everybody like drops their cup to the table, you just feel this solemn note of just like somber hit them. They look up. Yeah. So we told you that we were doing things out in the West Garrison, right? Just wow. Why is it my nose is hating me tonight?
Mm,
Got like a
any
half.
allergy?
It's no, I don't have any allergies. That's the thing. It's like
Mm.
I just have a half sneeze that's not giving up.
Oh.
Like there's
It's-
never-ending tickle.
It's the never-ending tickle, or basically anybody confronting spleen. Yeah, you told. I remember telling you about had a job out in the West Garrison, right?
hmm
We've been the one who's been stopping a lot of the patrols coming in, or any of the caravans. We've been doing some of the searching ourselves.
Find anything?
No, honestly, not really. Just regular food shipments, supplies, anything that comes up the river is dealt with the within the upper bluffs. But no, nothing. I feel like this security state that we're in is very dangerous. A lot of people are being upset.
We've certainly noticed that.
Yeah. There has been some findings, illegal weaponry, a couple of magic items here and there, but overall it's pittance compared to what they're trying to look for, or at least what we've been told.
The attacks continued?
There have been a couple, but honestly, it's all been within the poorer districts here.
I wonder if the purpose of the attacks is just to cause this state of security and create trouble with the supply line.
That's what we've been thinking, but I mean, we can't exactly do anything about it. We got contracted to do this. We don't ask questions. We can't. We're legally bound by this.
Who could
It's
we
all
even
concern.
who could we even bring that up to?
Honestly, Crimson Pride. She's one of the few people who actually has Violet Fury's ear.
Seeing she what her thoughts are. I mean, it is a strategy.
I chuckle a little in my drink. Is she here?
Make a perception check. Well, better yet, you've been actively perceiving the whole night while looking for her, haven't you?
I am perceiving.
Where's the hot night lady?
You are not immune to hot night lady.
I love that.
The one who's probably had to deal with spleen until she passed out. Assuming she's here.
Am I making a perception check?
No, you're not making a perception
Okay.
check. She's you've been looking around all night, and within the general floor area, you haven't seen her at all. And I mean, you make that coughing gesture, and Zegas looks over. She was here earlier. I had a couple of drinks with Shifting Amber, but honestly, the loudmouth, and points over to Spleen. Got her all riled up a little bit, and so she kind of left. It's okay. She doesn't usually stick around anyway.
Head back to the guild, or
Usually, yeah. She doesn't do a lot of traveling in between, as far as I've seen.
probably go catch her. Tiny.
I mean, why would I want to catch her? What do I have to catch her for?
To mention this stuff to her.
Yes, I've pushed my luck with her very much already tonight.
I guess.
See what her thoughts are.
Make her fried if you can.
I could. How should I relay it to her?
No, just ask her that question. Hey, we were talking, guys, and we're seeing what might be evidence of a possible strategy. See what her thoughts are. Thinks maybe that is just a I don't want to call it a ruse, but kind of. Cause supply problems between the towns.
That would be her concern, I guess.
Christian is the word. Sorry, I've been looking for that word for a while.
It's one of those days. It's been one of those days for me as well.
Yeah.
I just can't find the right words for things.
I mean, if you like, we can go with you.
Mm, maybe we could meet up later.
All right. Catch up with you at the guild in a few hours.
Sure. I'm
Yo.
fighting for my life in the Discord, guys.
wait, what's going on? What am I missing? Oh God. Oh God. my hands are up. I'm not telling you shit. This is a good character moment. Relish it.
That's what Howard was suggesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Howard. Howard is a real ally.
Wing elf.
All right, so you guys are having a typing conversation here.
You know what? Don't worry about your tab,
No,
Bryony. I'll pick it up.
Carry on the table conversation, please.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a boring stream.
no, it's okay.
I'll take care of your drink, Bryony. Don't worry about paying for it. We'll catch up with
are
you.
you sure? I mean, I just got
Don't
a
worry
whole
about it.
bag of gold.
That's okay. So did I.
I reach in to the bag of gold and just start digging around it. That's weird. Whoop. I feel something strange down in the bottom of the bag and I pull out a key.
Where did that come from?
Did they drop it?
When the bags were handed to us, were they all given to one person or were they individually handed to us?
Individually handed.
That might have been in there for you specifically.
You start digging around in mine for the Cracker Jack toy too.
Yeah, same. Maybe there's a scroll.
You just pull out a T-shirt. I survived my first guild encounter.
And all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah. No, you guys don't find anything in yours. It's just a bag of gold.
Oh wow, just a bag of gold.
I mean, for all I know, that could be a bedchamber key.
Mm,
How red is
Oh.
Bryony?
what?
How red is Bryony?
I think at this point she's like, what is this a key to?
Well, I mean, upon the mention of it being possibly a bedchamber key.
I don't know. That's a character question. I go, well, who's better? Oh. I just like take a long drink. And I'm very red.
Go ahead.
Almost
Spleen
crimson.
doesn't have to know anything. Ha!
Everybody else at the table's looking at you and just kind of just looks at you and like the long eye and then the nod.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Bryony. Don't worry about us.
I put down a gold piece on the table and leave the table, I guess.
Peer pressure.
Roll for strut.
No, I don't.
As soon as she's out of earshot, I'm just gonna lean in and go, I think she has a thing for shifting amber.
Steve, I love you.
Everybody just immediately looks at you. Okay.
Spleen doesn't have to know anything.
It's, you're right. She won't know anything. Zegas, or X's, sorry, looks over. It's like, so you're leaving her the whole night, right?
Yeah, probably.
Good. Good. If that's the case, we're gonna keep on drinking.
All
All right.
right.
So we can do this one of two ways. We can continue at the bar, or Bryony, we could have a mini solo adventure here.
Mm,
You know what?
continue at the bar.
Nah.
I wasn't.
Bryony.
What? Did you just go no?
Yeah. I'm the DM. I run this show.
Why did you ask me then?
Because I wanted to give you the semblance of choice and realized I don't want that. You guys have too much player autonomy. I'm going to take some away. You're huffing up the street and you're just your mind is racing with what the heck you think is going to go on, or what may go on, what may not go on. What's going on? I don't understand. What, a key? Huh? I don't understand. You still just keep walking in, and you hit the gates to the guild home. You walk right through. You walk right through. Pardon me. The garden. You see the door. Open it up. As you do, you see Libergia. She's still just hanging there, and she's smoking her long pipe, feet up. No shits in the world. She looks at you. I thought you guys were gonna be all night. Something go wrong? You must be pissed off. You're all red.
Not exactly. I have business here.
No. And with who? And immediately, secretary, like, mom mode goes away and secretary mode comes out.
Mm. Well, do you happen to know where Crimson Pride is? And I am asking for completely normal reasons.
She looks at you. Deadpan, staring right through you. She gave you a key, didn't she?
I put my hands behind my back. What key?
Honey, this ain't my first rodeo either.
I have something to ask her about attacks in the slums, okay?
You should be up in her chamber, 3rd floor, right in the tower. You'll be able to follow everything up, just... And she immediately tells you the directions.
Got it, thanks.
Of course, honey. Be safe. You start making your way.
Yeah?
As you do, walking through the hallways is just a lot of, like, lantern light. A lot of it has died down. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And so you're just, yeah, you're walking. Eventually you make it to where you were told to go. And it's a nice old wooden door, a little more elaborately decorated. Obviously, so someone meant for someone of stature or power.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you do?
I go up and I knock twice quietly.
Quietly? Make... Nah, there's no rule associated with this. It's just
No rules.
no rules. You wait a moment. You wait a second moment. A third moment. Don't think there's any movement.
Hmm. I lean a little closer and get my ear close to the door to see if I can hear any sound behind it.
You're actively perceiving. Make a perception check.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna use your natural perception, but if you're actively perceiving,
Oh, okay. Um, does someone with luckier dice than me want to roll tonight?
nope.
What's my modifier? I feel like I know my modifier off the top of my head now, but I want to check.
Hi, that's what it is.
Yeah, you're
I was right. So I got an 18.
got an 18. Okay, cool. You hear the sounds of like a fire going. A couple footsteps here or there. And then a large, just like a. That's all you hear.
Hmm. I knock again, a little louder this time.
You hear, who is it?
Uh, my name's Bryony. We met earlier. I was a snake.
Yes. What is your business?
Um, I'm here to ask Crimson Pride her advice.
I believe you have a key. Come on in.
Okay. I use my key on the door.
It fits perfectly. You turn it, it unlocks. Do you open the door?
Yes.
It opens right up. You see an elaborate, like a very exquisite bedchamber. Very much like a large feather bed, one of the four pillars and like a lot of the draperies on it and the fires going. It's a very like for someone who's always in armor, it's a very like it's an aesthetic room. It is very much just there's a mood here and she wants to keep it that way. And you see Crimson Pride. She's wearing a nightgown, just this elaborate like silks with a bunch of like floral designs on it, just flowing right down right off of her form. Her hair is out. Obviously, she's in relaxed wear. And she looks up. She was reading a book. She immediately bookmarks it, shuts it, puts it down. How can I help you, dear? You fought exquisitely today, I must say.
Thank you.
So you said you have business?
Yes. That I really wish Hal and Howard were here right now, but
That's okay. I
hi,
prefer.
hello, how are you?
That's okay. I prefer you to be alone anyway. Bridie's
Given
going
watching, I
red.
can feel her going nuts right now. Um, I feel awkward one-on-one. I'm not a very good RPer, I realize.
You're actually doing a lot better than you give yourself credit for here.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about taking your time with trying to get the actual questions out, because I mean, trust me, it's taken a while to try and do this, right? So
I'm just kind of like very nervous. So there are these slums and some things happened in them, and my friend Hal shot out a bunch of bugs, and I have some. Do you want to see?
yes, yes, this is prime RP.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh,
What the audience
no.
or any of you expected?
nope. You just go for it. Go right in. Fuck, I am so proud of you. There's slums, bugs. What? She's just kind of looking at you, confused. Honey, you're stressed. Come, sit down. Have a drink with me. There's a chair opposite to where she was sitting, and it's just like this nice, huge armchair, like nice leather, like red leather seats, and just these
Mhm.
huge wings that come right up and like sit in. So, like, please sit down. And she sits opposite of you, and she has a picture of this red liquid, very dark liquid, but when you pour it, you see the red outlines of it.
Mhm.
Please, just relax. It's okay. So you're talking about the attacks in the slums?
Yes. Um, my companions, well, 2 out of 3 of my companions, um, think it might just be to raise security and maybe cause supply line troubles, and they wanted to know what you think. Also, speaking for the third of my companion, if spleen offended you in any way at the, uh, is it Requilary?
Reliquary.
Reliquary. I knew it was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
We are very sorry.
Oh, please. Her? She's small potatoes compared to what I've been dealing with.
Hmm.
It's okay. I don't take offense to anything. It's just, you know, sometimes people have to let loose some steam, and that one has a lot of steam to let loose.
Uh, you're telling me. They're not bad people, any of them. I spleen and all of us really it can just be a little awkward. This is awkward. Or not now you're awkward. I'm awkward. You're gorgeous. Wait, what?
She immediately puts her hand on top of yours. She's just like, honey, breathe. It's okay. As you do, you feel this warmth immediately shoot up your arm, and your body naturally relaxes. Make a wisdom saving throw.
I've been thinking about what Howard put in the Discord just a bit earlier. Now I'm worried. D20. What am I rolling for?
Wisdom saving throw.
Um, I use my wisdom modifier, correct?
Yes,
Ooh.
and the proficiency.
Ooh. Well, I got an 18 in total.
18 in total. You feel the presence like crawl up your arm, and as soon as it hits your chest, you realize that you're being forced to relax.
I knew it.
Honey, breathe. It's just a calm emotion spell. You're flustered. It's okay.
I just go whoo, and I slump in my seat a little bit.
Yeah. And as soon as you do that, you relax, and then you're able to actually start speaking more thoroughly. Like, it's okay. And she starts immediately taking a drink from her wine glass.
Is that a relaxing potion too?
It is a vintage. I think I actually got it off of New Blood's vineyards.
Oh, well, I'm sure Hal could tell you all about it then.
Oh, he could. But you're talking about supply line chains being forced to shut down?
Uh, yes. My crew, who please don't ask us our name, um, has encountered some suspicious activity. And they suggested I ask for your advice on what it could be. There have been some attacks on the slums, and we think it might just be to raise security and cause supply line troubles.
Hmm. I'm not much of a war tactician myself, so I don't know a lot of these things. I'm usually the ones at the front line. Again, this is something that I'm not privy to a lot of any of these decisions. This is Violet Fury. He's he's the one who makes all these executive choices.
Yeah, that's what they said too. We thought it might at least. Thanks, Discord. Um, we thought it might at least be worth asking. I mean, you do have some experience.
I've experienced working with him, but trying to get him to do anything outside of his will, he's a stubborn little cunt. He is.
Yeah, that was said earlier too. Um, but they also said that if we want to ask him anything, then you would be the person to do that.
Again, I could try. And I mean, I had a talk with Amber, and he did convince me otherwise too. I can try, but will I get anywhere? Probably not.
Hmm.
If anything, whenever the colors get together, he usually listens to Attenuate Cobalt.
Cobalt. Okay.
Hmm. So if you can get an audience with Cobalt, you might be able to. You might be able to convince him. But as for me, I'm usually the one on the front lines.
Hmm. How would I or we or they go about gaining an audience with Cobalt?
Well, he runs the Mage Guild, so if you have anybody who's been a part of that, you might be able to get in there.
I think I might.
All
I
right.
can see Hal and Howard thinking right now. They're like,
Well, if that's all your concerns, dear, I do wish to go to bed.
Right. Yes, I will see myself out. Good night.
Yes. And she follows you out as you leave. She says, "You know, you can keep that key," and shuts the door.
I put it in my pocket.
And back to the bar. I am so fucking proud of you.
Mhm.
You did a really good job.
You froze for a second there, but I think I heard you.
I'm so
I just wasn't prepared for tonight. I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
It's funny you say that because you were not completely frozen, but you were lagging behind video-wise, not
Oh.
audio. And as you started saying that, your video sped up so much to catch up. And now you're
Oh,
fine.
yeah, JT's, yours did that for a second there too. I'm not sure whose end it's on. It might just be everything.
That's okay. But like I said, I am so proud of you. You did really good.
Yeah, I said in the Discord, but like, hey, now's maybe not the greatest time to admit that sometimes I'm a little lost on what Hal and Howard are plotting and like what's actually going on their end of the plot.
You can always ask for a reminder. I completely
I'm just here to look at
understand.
bugs.
You're just here to look at bugs. Nonetheless, you guys. So, in reality, not a lot is going on there. It's just more drinking. A couple games of cards are being played. You're looking around and you're seeing a lot of the revelry. Like, it's kind of starting to pick up and die down. The general energy of the crowd is consistently shifting because there's always new people coming in. So, nonetheless, you're just relaxing there. And the Leopard Legion, they immediately, like, after a while, like, all right, we got to get up. We got to go back to the West Garrison tomorrow. More searches and everything.
Good luck.
Thank you, Goose.
I'm
May
sure I
it
don't
be
have to tell you.
uneventful.
And they all start getting up. They all make their individual goodbyes, and uh, Lucky does a prolonged handshake and a little bit of a whisk up the arm as she's walking by. And to you, Halsterian. Tonight's episode of Falskallan Nights, JT hits on every one of his friends.
Right.
What else is a DM for?
And now you guys are just left alone, and you've had a couple of drinks in between the two of you. It's a nice night. I mean, Howard, you're not really drinking alcohol, so.
Okay.
Or did you switch?
I drank whatever she gave me, whether it was alcoholic or not.
You've been drinking it for a while, and you're not feeling any sort of a buzz, so you're pretty sure it's non-alcoholic.
Okay.
I was gonna say those really fruity mixed drinks, they'll get you.
They'll get you.
Funny thing is, I can taste the alcohol, and I personally don't like the taste of it.
That's fair.
So nothing's really happening. Spleen is still out in the corner. You might want to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to take her with us when we go and settle whatever tab she may have racked up.
Is she,
Sorry.
How dirty is she? Because I was gonna say you either toss her over your shoulder or we all pick up like one of the tablecloths and like carry her on one, depending on how bad we want to touch her.
All right, check for spleen.
We
for
did get
spleen.
her to bathe the other day, but I'm gonna roll a die anyway.
Roll for
That's
dirt.
an 11.
It's typical spleen stank.
Didn't take
Manageable.
long.
No, well, I mean, you guys did fight.
Yep.
You did fight, and she rages, and rages aren't exactly the cleanest thing.
Mm-mm.
But she also didn't wipe off any of the blood.
Nope.
Can you imagine if rages were clean? That would be weird. Anyway,
Rage
Mr.
shower.
Clean.
dog tie here.
Mr. Clean the Barbarian.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Now I'm just thinking of like branded one shots where it's like you gotta admit Colonel Sanders would be a bard. To sell people on 12 herbs and spices.
Yep.
What would the Quaker Oats Quaker guy be?
Oh, obviously artificer.
Eh.
I may or may not have thought of this a long time ago.
You've
Anyhow,
just been waiting for this moment.
somebody mentioned a brand and I was like, I'm so ready. Nonetheless, as you guys are drinking, door opens. You feel the cool air come right through. Halsterian, you get like the shivers up your back.
Hmm. Well, I'm sober now.
you turn around and you see a highly tailored half orc, collar, bow tie. He's looking right at you.
With his signature smile, I'm sure.
Mr. Newblood.
Hello, Kareg.
A fancy meeting you here.
Is it fancy?
No, not at all. But I like to admit it is fancy. He immediately takes a seat beside you. So please. Your grandfather's looking for that package.
Yes. It'll take a bit longer than expected to get it.
Oh, were you robbed?
Seems a very specific question coming from you.
Oh, you know me. You should know me. And if you don't, well, then you haven't been paying attention to me.
Yes, I'm sure. Be a cold day in hell if someone caught you unawares.
What do you mean? I'm just a butler.
Very the word isn't privy, but it's as close as I got right now. Savvy. Very savvy, butler.
Well, I thank you for the compliment. I like my job.
Well, nevertheless, I will be. My compatriots and I are working to recover the package, certainly as quickly as possible.
I certainly hope so. You know how angry he gets when he doesn't get what he wants?
Yes.
He immediately pulls out a pipe. I'm just doing it because I'm playing with mine. Lights it right up. It just blows it right in your face.
Is there something, since you've already know all of this, did you have any questions for me? Any other information to relay?
No, not at all. I was just walking through the neighborhood and felt I needed to inform you that haste may be better for your sake.
Mm.
He gets up and immediately drops the exact amount of money it takes to pay your tab. Turns around and walks away.
Always a pleasure.
I'm always just a simple butler.
Has he left the building yet?
Yeah, he immediately turns out like
Okay.
he. Okay,
As
I
soon
but I
as
would,
he's out the door, I just turn to Hal. You think he's in on it?
Knowing Kareg? No.
We can go jump him.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea if he works for your grandfather.
He has his own interests, but making sure it is in his own interest to make sure that Lord Baltus is not angry in general.
Hmm.
So it is surely as much to cover his hide as mine, which we really should be doing here. Oh,
Get an early night ish and start soon.
the sooner the better.
Well, seeing as he's paid the tab, shit, we got a lug spleen. Yeah, she's not that big. It can't be that terrible. She's still asleep after all.
you guys attempt to lift her, and she is the most dense thing you've ever lifted.
I take back what I said. I forgot how heavy she is. Ah.
It's got dead weight.
It's how can so much anger come from such a little package?
And then a thought strikes me, and I'm like, I just kind of let her go. And I'm
Exactly what you're gonna do.
like, Hal, we're stupid. We have a brand new spell that's perfect for this.
Oh no.
And I cast Floating Disc.
I was waiting for it. I'm like, you're not gonna. You are.
Now we just have to get her on it.
About 10 minutes of struggling, and you finally get her on the tensor's disc. Like, you guys are not exactly in the most physical side of the adventuring.
Mhm.
You could lift some heavy things, but that's just a lot of density.
Mhm.
Eventually you get up, you get her up and on, and you start floating around. Just
I'm here for this, yes?
you walk into the door as everybody starts leaving. You actually pass Kareg on the way out, but you don't realize it. He walks
Hmm.
by you, Miss Bryony, and immediately keeps walking.
I'm a little distracted. I keep looking back and forth at the key in my hand and like taking it out of my pocket and looking at it again.
You walk in, and immediately you guys meet head to head.
Oh, righty. Weren't expecting you back so soon.
Oh, well, I had a conversation and got some advice, and you are levitating spleen.
Oh yeah, we figured we should try out that new spell and see how well it works for spleen transportation.
I approve. Not a bad idea.
All the movement
Seems to be
without any
working.
of the mess.
Yeah.
As
The
you're floating her,
one step quicker picker upper.
given. As you guys are floating back, you guys are walking back to the guild, right?
Hmm.
Cool. You guys are walking back. You hear a little bit of ruffling. And then it's just like a belch.
Keep an eye on her every now and then. Make sure she doesn't roll off of it. Oh,
Roll for animal handling check.
Can I roll it the highest?
Yeah, everybody roll the animal handling check. At,
Oh.
at this
Oh,
point,
no,
this is just.
everybody. This time everyone can roll.
Oh, fine. You want to do it individually? You can do it.
15. Oh, hold up. I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. I'm lying to you. I was wondering why my modifier was so high. 0. That's
Nice.
a 12.
So what'd you get, Olivia?
I got also a 12.
Cool.
11.
11. I mean, she's not being rowdy, but sleeping drunk spleen is not exactly the most pleasant thing.
We're just lucky it was a belch and not the other end.
True.
Well, that jinxed it. Yeah.
Here, Briny. We, didn't end up needing to pay for anything. And I give her the coin back.
Thanks.
Finally making it to the guild hall. You're immediately meted by Libertia, and she realizes that you're hauling spleen on a tensor's floating disc. And she looks up. That's actually a very ingenious use of that spell.
Was not intended when we figured it out, but you know, thank you, because that might be its primary use.
You guys heading to bed?
Yeah, we gotta go
Good
investigate
night.
some stuff in the morning.
Quick rest, though it may be.
Yeah. Well, since you guys are a new group, we got a bed chamber ready for you guys.
Oh.
Normally, normally everybody in the guild, like if they're just a single adventurers, usually just get the barracks and get a bunk. But no, any group has the ability to stay within the guild hall and have a full room to themselves.
So, like, one room containing all of us, or do we all have individual rooms?
One room containing all of you.
Okay.
Roomies.
Hmm?
Roomies. With spleen.
Oh my god, besties.
We'll get spleen
And they were roommates.
tucked in, and when I
Oh
say
my god,
tucked
we were
in,
roommates.
I don't remember what that's from, but yes.
Fine.
Oh yeah, that's right. When I say tuck in spleen as best we can, I mean like attempting to cocoon her so that she can't move very well in her sleep.
Wrap her like a burrito.
Yes.
A little spleen burrito.
Yes.
He will be swaddled.
Yeah.
Make it, comfortable for the night.
Yeah. Like you guys make it to the room and it's actually not that bad. It's fairly spacious. There's a lot of room for activities. But you got 4 beds. You got a drawer for like a dresser for each one of you. And so you can lay your stuff out and you can do things. And I mean, there is also a lavatory very close by.
Well, I'll definitely need to wash up.
So then you guys are gonna just go through your night routine then, or
Yeah. Howard's crashing pretty quick.
it's been a long
For a
day.
throwback, who's on first watch?
Who's on Spleen's watch?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Just making a note here.
Hmm.
Your doom will happen tomorrow at 12. You guys have a nightful rest, and it's rather peace. It feels really good, especially after having a couple drinks and everything else that goes with it. Hal,
Mm.
you hear in the back of your head, I already know about the package. Karek is just being an asshole.
I figured.
But haste. My great grandson. Haste.
Believe me, I shall. I shall make haste indeed.
You reply out loud. So you just hear it randomly in the middle of the night. Now, here's the thing. I can end it here, and then we can wait till Spleen comes in for next game, and then we can do a full adventure via that. Or we can wake up and get going with that. It's up to you guys.
I feel kind of bad that Spleen has not been here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is as good a stopping point as we are probably going to get.
That is a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, we can see the real Spleen reaction in the morning.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's the case. Anything else before, like any little RP stuffs before you want to we go, or is it just gonna end it here?
Sure. I climb into bed and put the key on the nightstand next to me
Hmm.
and go, well, good night, guys.
I don't think anything particular for me. Just changing out spells when meditation. You know.
Normal Howard stuff.
Maybe call waking up from a trance deglazing. When you deglaze, you'll change up your spells.
I hate it. I love it. I hate it.
I'm picturing Hal just saying that out loud, and he is definitely the person in the sleepover, like in the middle of the night. Would you guys still like me if I was a worm? And we're all like, Hal, go the fuck to sleep.
Shit, Hal, it's 3 a.m. Stop it.
Anyway, I just wanted to get that in before we sign off tonight.
That was good. All right. I want to thank everybody for sticking around with us tonight. RP heavy session, but you know what? It's okay. We got to get a lot of this stuff out and on the move. A lot of interesting political stuff going on now. But I want to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. And if you ever have a chance to see Heath, he'll be at a convention sooner or later. I've got to get the list of when he's going to be coming up next, where he's going to be. But if you ever have a chance to have a session with him, he is a fantastic DM. And so we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Please social distance, wash your hands, wear your mask, and just treat each other with kindness. We need more of that in this world. But I got one question to ask all of y'all. Do you dare to imagine Have a good night.